Hey, dog sport handlers. Welcome to the Canine Handler Fitness Podcast. I'm your host, Liz Joyce, your go-to expert for all things dog sport fitness. Whether you're running agility, doing protection work, tackling search and rescue, handling a tough tugger, or just looking to build strength for a lifetime of adventures with your dog, remember, you are half the team, and I'm here to help you stay strong, mobile, and injury-free. Join me as I break down the unique demands of handler fitness, speed, strength, endurance, and everything you need to perform at your best, both in and after ring. Let's stay strong, stay in the game, and keep doing what we love. Hey there, and welcome back to the Canine Handler Fitness Podcast. I am Liz Joyce, and today we're answering a big question I get all the time. How do I know what level I'm at? Am I a beginner, intermediate, or advanced, especially when it comes to both strength and agility/speed, which are not always the same thing? This episode will help you figure out where you're starting from and why it's a really smart thing to do. Choosing the right level means that you're not overdoing it and getting hurt. It also means that you're not underdoing it and getting bored or frustrated. And lastly, that you're training smart for your goals, for your body, and for your life. This is not about ego or being tough. It's about showing up where you are so you can grow from there. I always tell my clients to train themselves like they would train their dog, and to think about it like information and not frustration, in the same way that if their dog was having a hard time with an exercise that was too advanced for them, they're not a bad dog. They didn't fail. They're not where they should be. They're a fantastic animal that's just in exercise that's too advanced for them. And the thing that you do for them is break it down and build the foundations until they can do that. And I want you to think about how you would treat your dog and bring that same compassion to yourself. We're also going to talk about the role of ego in choosing your workouts. Because whether we realize it or not, it is always in the room when we choose our workouts. And listen, ego isn't all bad. It's the part of you that wants to do well, prove yourself, and keep up. It's the voice that says things like, I used to be able to run a 5K no problem. I should still be able to. Or everyone else is doing the intermediate program, so I should too. Or I don't want to look like a beginner, or maybe I don't even want to see beginner on my workout program. And while that can be motivating, ego can also get you hurt emotionally and physically. Ego is what pushes you to skip the foundations, the mobility work, the form drill, the strength progressions, because you want to go faster or harder right away. But here's the truth. When you choose a workout based on where you want to be instead of where you are, your body pays the price. These are some signs that your ego might be choosing your workout level for you. You choose the hard version of a workout, even though the last one felt shaky, painful, or you couldn't complete all the movements with confidence and balance. You might be skipping your warm-ups or mobility because it feels too easy or too slow. You might be comparing your level to others instead of your own progress. You could feel ashamed of being labeled a beginner. You rush through workouts to check the box instead of focusing on the quality of movement and the type of muscular engagement that you're able to get out of that. Let's talk about flipping the script. Choosing with wisdom, is choosing the right level even when it feels lower than you want, is an act of athletic maturity, and I'd argue general maturity. It means that you're training for longevity, sustainability, and real progress, that you're setting your future self up for success. that you know today's workout is about building and not proving. And instead of asking, what level do I think I should be at? A better question is, what level will help me feel great, stay injury free, and make measurable progress over time? Because that is what an athlete does. You dog sport athletes. Athletes train with intention and not their ego. So how do you know if the beginner level is the right level for you? And this is where you're going to build your base. In terms of strength training, beginner level workouts look like bodyweight exercises or light resistance. Why? In this phase of working out and strength training, you have to be focused on your motor control. This is the phase of working out where you're building and strengthening neuromuscular connections. Your brain and body, if you haven't been working out for a while, or maybe you didn't grow up an athlete or you haven't strength trained before, it is not uncommon for your brain and body to have a total disconnect. You may not be able to fire or engage the muscles at all. And if that sounds like you have to be able to consciously engage the muscles in your exercises before you're ready to add load to the movement. We also want to be working on your joint stability and also your posture. All of these things are going to allow your body and your form and your mechanics to get loaded to a higher level later. And that is what's really going to take you to that advanced level faster than if you brush through this stuff because it's not super sexy. Here are some statements. If they feel like you're connecting with them, these might be the level that you're at. I feel wobbly during balance moves. I'm not sure that I'm doing this right. I feel my back working during core work and not my abs. Or I can't tell if I'm weak or just unfamiliar with the movement. Again, the goals of the beginner program are to improve your neuromuscular control, to build strength in supportive muscle groups like your glutes, your core, your shoulders. Learn proper form and also, and this is huge, breathing strategies. Especially as we're getting older, y'all, we are going to lose muscle mass. We are also going to drop collagen, which is going to make the supportive structure for our pelvic floor more compromised. And people develop urinary incontinence as a result of pelvic floor dysfunction. Another thing that happens with people if they don't have good breathing strategies on board, a good pressure management in their torso, are hernias. And listen, I have had 4 major surgeries in the last couple of years. I'm going to tell you this straight up. You want to not have to go for surgery if you can avoid it. I'm not saying don't go if you need it. What I'm saying is if you can learn better breathing strategies and pressure management and build your core strength and not get hernias in the first place, that's a much better place to be going from. We also want to be increasing your confidence and building consistency into your workout routine. If you need help with consistency, I did a podcast recently with Heather Sumlin, who is an incredible mental management coach, and we talk all about building consistency. And please do go check that out because it is packed with so many nuggets. Here's some ways that your ego might be interfering if you think you're in the beginner level. You might be skipping beginner progressions because they, quote, look easy. You might also want to lift heavier before your form is dialed in. You might also be comparing yourself to others and trying to catch up with them. But this is what we look for. This is what defines success in a beginner program. You feeling more connected to your body, reducing pain or discomfort during your daily activities. And this is a big one, building trust in your form and your movement, knowing where your body is in space and being able to replicate the movement over and over again is huge. In terms of agility and speed, what this is going to look like is basic footwork, low impact drills. Again, we kind of want to move through this a little bit on the slower side. because you have to be able to move your body with coordination. And you also want to be patterning being on your forefoot. Sprinting happens more on the forefoot than the heel. And a lot of us spend a lot of time flat footed. But I also want to put this in your head that sprinting at max speed, if you spend a lot of time flat footed and then you want to sprint on your forefoot, that can be asking a lot of the structures in your feet, in your ankles. So building this up in low impact form via ladder drills, different movement patterns, forward and back, side to side, on an angle, doing different things with your upper body is going to give you fluency in a bunch of different motions, and that is going to build resiliency for your body. We also want to be looking again at coordination and reaction work. This is also where we will be introducing you to running drills, acceleration mechanics, skills and drills that are going to put more weight on your forefoot, building more spring in your steps so you're able to produce that force to really power forward. And here's some things that if these connect with you, this is going to help you understand this is really the level that you should be at. And again, beginner stuff with speed and agility the sprinting isn't even really done at 100%. I ask people for 70 to 80% of their max sprint speed when they're in this stage because they're learning mechanics, and it takes reps, it takes time, and going at it at that pace asks less of the structures in your knees, back, hips, feet, ankles, and reduces injury risk while you're building clean mechanics that we can put to the test later. Does this sound like you? I lose my balance when I turn quickly. I can't coordinate my arms and my feet. Short sprints leave me gassed. Or I'm scared of getting hurt if I push too fast. That last one is about you having more confidence in your body and its movement abilities. And that happens with reps, guys. The goals for a beginner agility and speed program are to build confidence in directional changes, improve your joint loading tolerance, and begin developing coordination under fatigue, right? That's another piece of this. We don't want you fatigued while you're learning how to do stuff. When you're tired, your body is going to cheat movements and make you move in ways that are not going to allow you to produce the max amount of force later. And that's what we want. We're setting the stage for excellence. We're rolling out the red carpet. We're showing up. The delivery truck is packed. We're here. We just need to roll it out and walk down that thing. We're also going to be preparing you for more intense speed work, and success in a beginner speed and agility program looks like completing agility drills without fear of injury, feeling stable and quick in foundational movements. You will also notice improved handling footwork and reaction time. Let's talk about what we're looking for at the intermediate level, and this is where we're going to start adding complexity and also speed. In your strength training, we're going to be moving from body weight and light exercises to moderate or heavier/heavy resistance. We are also going to begin unilateral strength, which means single leg, single arm, and sometimes one leg and the opposite arm. And that's actually a really cool thing because, yes, you'll be training your muscles to work together as a unit and patterning that, but you're also going to be building a stronger fascial sling through the backside of your body and give your whole body a lot of support, especially you sprinters. That is such an important piece of how you strength train. We'll also be introducing tempo work and low-level plyometrics. Here are some statements that are going to help you identify if you are in this category. I can do the moves, but I feel stronger on one side. I'm not sure if I should go heavier or slower. Here's another one. I've hit a plateau. If you've been doing your beginner workouts and you've hit a plateau, it is a good sign. It's time to move on. Goals in this category are to increase your strength capacity, to improve your symmetry and your efficiency, and also to build resilience under load, which are things like when you're decelerating, when you're landing, or if you have to lift things from an awkward angle. because you've done all the beginner workouts until you're fluent in all those movements. You've gotten stronger with both feet on the ground. And now we're starting to make these things more complex. It's like this idea of posture. Does posture create problems? And when you look at how humans move, how humans are designed to move, we're designed to move in a bunch of different ways. So yes, we want to be lifting with our knees and our hips more than we want to be lifting with our back. And also, you have to be able to pick things up if the object is to the right of you or to the left of you, or if it's on a shelf that's at your knee height, or if it's overhead, you want to lift it off the shelf and bring it down. It's training for life. And this is where we're going to start making those things more complex. This is where you might find your ego starts interfering at this level. You might, especially now that you're starting to make things more complex, feel like you are lit up. You might start chasing numbers instead of chasing quality repetitions. You might start jumping into advanced lifts without maybe mastering all the pieces of the puzzle. You might even start feeling like you are too advanced to do any warm up or prep, and you will never be too advanced to skip your warm up or your movement prep. Never, ever, not one time, not one day. You might also feel yourself wanting to rush through tempo or isometric holds. I find people, when they get into the intermediate level of working out, are so excited about the variety that they're able to do. And they're so excited about their, movement library opening up and newfound balance and newfound everything, that they start to forget about building things step by step. If you've got someone who's programming for you, who's doing it intelligently, and they're not just throwing the workouts that they do at you, but they're building workouts for you that build on one another, this is really smart to stay at the workout that you're at until you're ready to go to the next level. Funny story, we had a friend who was on a national bobsled team, the Australian national bobsled team. He made it all the way to the Olympics, which was so, so cool. This guy was a personal trainer. And what he did was take his own bobsled workouts and give them to his clients, like office working clients that are menopausal women that are probably not even to be doing bobsled workouts. But for them, it felt like it was kind of a sexy, cool, fun thing to do. And for him, it didn't require a lot of extra thought, right? He just gave them what he was doing. And that is something, if you're really watching, happens a lot in my industry. These are the kinds of things that we're looking for. This is what defines success at the intermediate level. You will be lifting more weight with excellent form. You'll be handling your agility with less strain. Things are going to feel more fluent. You're going to feel faster. You're going to be able to execute changes of directions with a lot of control. And because you've got better muscular strength and endurance and cardiovascular endurance, you will be managing fatigue better during long weekends or back-to-back events or even between runs. Let's talk a little bit about agility and speed. When you get to an intermediate level, you are going to be starting to do multi-directional speed drills. You're also going to be starting to do some higher level cardiovascular training like tempo runs, shorter intervals. We want to start working in some anaerobic work into your cardiovascular stuff. Your speed and sprinting is going to come up to 100% here. And we're also going to be building in decelerations more. But decelerations, just like the lifting, are going to be done in multiple different directions. Here are some statements. Again, if this connects with you, you're going to know that you're in an intermediate level for your agility and speed training. I can run faster, but I just can't maintain it. Or I lose rhythm when I'm fatigued. Or I get sloppy during drills with cones or direction changes. 3 years ago, I built this amazing course called Fast and Agile, a whole build from can you stop running in a forward direction when you're facing a cone, all the way up to very complex hard drills that include connection with the arm and really help handlers work on how they're moving on course. It's been super cool. A number of people that I've worked with that have gone through this course have elevated their game so much that they're competing at an international level now. And I love it. A part of being able to move really well and what takes people to the advanced level is being able to control their body when they are tired. And that just takes time and reps and prep and more reps and more time and more conditioning and more reps. And if you're in this category and you want to be having crisp drills even when you're fatigued, the only way that you're going to get there is to keep going. Our goals for you in this intermediate level are to increase your power and acceleration, to improve your movement transitions like stopping, starting, turning, also to build your energy system capacity. So, recovering from sprints, learning to pace yourself so that you can have energy throughout the full run, or if you're getting into running or hiking, being able to manage your output so that you've got energy for the whole time that you're out. Success at the intermediate level looks like faster handling times with control, feeling smooth and agile over the course of a long sequence. Like we're talking 20, 30 obstacles. It's also going to look like improved timing and communication with your dog. You're going to have better control of how your body moves. You're going to have better speed. You're going to be able to verbally communicate better because your cardiovascular is going to be in a better spot. All these things are going to improve, and this is what we're looking for at the intermediate level. Let's talk about some advanced stuff. So this is where we want to be, maximizing your output and efficiency. In strength training, the advanced level stuff looks like high load lifts. You have already dialed your form in. It's gorgeous. We have already started to work this form one leg or one arm at a time and opposite leg and arm, lots of core stuff. And now we're starting to load those movement patterns heavier. We're also going to be doing plyometrics. Plyometric is anytime you do a movement and you leave the ground. So a squat is not a plyometric. But if when you come up out of the squat, you come up so fast and hard that your feet leave the ground, that's a plyometric. Plyometrics also look like lunging and then jumping up and switching your feet in the air and landing with the opposite foot forward. It can also look like jumping on the spot or jumping from leg to leg. We're also going to be talking about moving you into doing more power movements. So we want to be working on the transfer of energy from your lower to your upper body. That is a skill. And it can take quite a while to figure out, but once you've got it dialed in, it's so cool to learn how to do that. When I first started learning how to do that stuff, it felt so amazing to be able to see the challenge of the lift that I was doing and know, okay, at that bottom little part here, when I get the barbell up to my knees, I really need to drive up and forward harder and faster, like I need 20% more. But because I had such good use of my body and I can control those things, all I had to do was recognize where the fail point was and then turn it up. We're also going to be looking for sport-specific strength. So agility handlers, people that do bite work, people that do search and rescue stuff, y'all are going to need different kinds of programs because the types of movements that we want to drill into your body to fluency, the types of movements that we want to strengthen for your body, and also where the common fail points are where people get injured in sports are different. So for your sport specifics, we want to be looking for things like acceleration, also decelerating, which looks like for people who are doing search and rescue, walking down hills, for people that are doing bite work, having the dog pull on you, that is also a form of deceleration because you have to stop the movement from pulling you forward. And we're also going to be looking at more overhead work for people that are primarily handling big dogs, but also you need some shoulder strength to really kick butt when you're sprinting. So we'll work on that. There's going to be more of an emphasis on velocity. we're going to be also emphasizing your force production and your recovery. Here's some statements, if you connect to these, that are going to help you place yourself in this advanced category. I feel powerful and athletic. I know when to push and when to hold back. I can see how this translates to better performance. Our goals here for you are to maximize your strength to weight ratio, to train for explosive power and rapid recovery. The fitter that you are, the quicker your recovery is going to be, muscularly and also cardiovascularly. And of course, as always, and this goes without saying, I don't care what conversation we're having, the goal always is to prevent injury through well-rounded training and mobility work. You cannot be an effective part of your team when you are injured. That is the number one thing. And also, I care about you. I really do. And being injured and in pain is not the best way to spend a few days or longer. Here's some things that your ego is going to do when you hit this advanced level that might trip you up. It might tell you to overtrain or ignore your fatigue cues. Like you've gotten so much locked in that even though you're tired, just like dog training, when they say, when you start thinking that you've just got one more rep, let's just do it one more time, it's usually not such a great rep. Same thing with strength training. When you start thinking, I'm too tired to do this right, this last one, but if I just do it one more time, I'll finish a sentence for you. It's not going to go well. You might also start prioritizing your performance over long-term health. What feels amazing isn't always what's the best for your body at a later date. I learned this lesson through powerlifting, actually. And I was quite young when I did this, like 17 to 25 roughly. And during that time frame, all of your ligaments and joints and discs and muscles and everything is new and fresh and springy. And I very mercifully did not get hurt. And also, the heavier I lifted, the more I had not insignificant pain in my hips, in my neck, in my back, in my arms, in my shoulders, and all over the place. When I started training differently and started loading my body in a more balanced way and focused more on my mobility and finding balance on my body front to back, side to side, twisting, capacity, all of that kind of stuff, I found I was lifting much lighter weight, like sometimes 70% of what I was lifting before. But my body felt good because I was training functional movement patterns. It translated into faster hiking speeds, better cardiovascular work. It also helped me with my snowboarding, and it also helped me pick up new movement patterns so much faster. Another way your ego might trip you up is to have you get stuck in performance metrics instead of the purpose. Success on the stage looks like performing consistently at peak levels. Also, avoiding burnout and injury during your competitive seasons, and that will be something that you have learned how to do. It also looks like maintaining high-level performance into midlife and beyond. Just like that proverb, the best day to plant a tree is 20 years ago, and the second best time is like right now. It's just like that. If you're in your midlife feeling like, dang, I missed out, I should have started this sooner, you can just remember that. The very next best time to plant a tree is today. When we're looking at agility and speed at the advanced level, we're looking at advanced sprint work, 100% sprints, longer sprints. We want to increase your endurance. For you agility athletes, I have you build connection and actually verbals in, because running with your arm extended is very different than running in a straight line. And y'all give cues a lot, so you need to work on that. It throws the balance off. Also looks like sport-specific footwork. Precision drills when you're tired. We always want to be emphasizing your reaction time, responsiveness, and your sharp transitions here too. Here's some things that are going to help you place yourself in this advanced level of speed and agility. Does this sound like you? I can hold top speed for an entire course. I know how to pace myself and still finish strong. I feel one step ahead of my dog in every turn. The goals for you in this phase are to maximize speed and responsiveness, minimize wasted movement. We want to be filling all those energy gaps. Think of it like a bucket. And we want to fill all the little holes in the bucket so that you don't have energy leaks anywhere. You can just put every bit of your effort towards being an incredible athlete. The other goal is to maintain high output with minimal fatigue. So building your resilience and your overall fitness. And success at this level looks like peak performance on demand, consistent across different terrain and trial formats, because we are going to be building your ankle strength and your responsiveness. You'll be able to tolerate different types of surfaces better. It also looks like having confidence in your athleticism and your recovery capacity. But listen, if there's one thing I want you to take away from today's episode, it's this. Being inspired by someone else's movement is a beautiful thing. Inspiration, anywhere you can find it, is a beautiful thing. But your workouts should meet your body where it's at. And there is no goal for doing the hardest workout. I want you to think about it instead like prize, the gold medal is feeling great in your body, consistently feeling stronger, more fit, and also having less or no injuries and performing well or better with your dog. Next time you catch yourself thinking, I should be doing more, pause and ask yourself, am I training at the level that supports where I am now, or am I training for my ego? Another way to think about that is, if it was my dog in the situation, would I be asking them to move to the next level if I saw them perform like X? Choosing the right level is not about playing it small, guys. It's about playing it smart. And the best and fastest way for you to get from a beginner level to an advanced level is to stay in the beginner stuff until you're ready for the intermediate stuff, and stay in the intermediate stuff until you're ready for the advanced stuff. Rushing through the workouts and the plan is not going to get you there faster. It is going to always be capping the progress that you're making, which isn't to say dial it back all the time, because that is definitely not the message that I want to send to you. What I want to say to you is that to do the next level with a lot of confidence and efficiency, you have to be able to do the stuff that came before it. Thanks so much for being here with me today and choosing to spend this time investing in yourself. I hope you feel encouraged to take action. Even the smallest steps forward will add up in ways you cannot even imagine yet. If this episode gave you something to think about or lifted you up, please share it with a friend. You really never know who might need these tools today. For more information, practical tools, and resources to help you get stronger and confident both in and out of the ring, head on over to caninehandlerfitness.com. You can also find me on all the socials under the same name, so come on over and say hi. I'm here to help you build the skills, knowledge, and belief you need to reach your goals. Keep going, keep learning, and most of all, keep showing up for yourself. You've got this, and I'll be here cheering for you every step of the way.